Instead, we have the opportunity to make a habit of empathy, to recognize ourselves in each other. Third piece of advice is cultivate a sense of empathy. Put yourself in other people's shoes. See the world through other people's eyes. Now, empathy is a quality of character that can change the world, one that makes you understand what your obligations to others are, that they extend beyond the people who look like you and act like you and laugh at the same jokes as you do and live in the same neighborhoods. Now, I know that because especially on this campus, so many of you have been serving at homeless shelters and high schools and youth centers and job placement organizations all over the Boston area. I know that you understand this idea of empathy, and I hope that this spirit of service lives on long after you leave this institution. Because as you continue on in life, it's not always easy. In the years to come, you're going to encounter all kinds of people and all kinds of obstacles that stand in the way of empathy, that argue against empathy. You'll find people who, out of fear or the need for power, try to divide us and deny whatever is common in us. You'll hear that the Americans who sleep in the streets and beg for food got there because they're all lazy or weak in spirit, that the immigrants who risk their lives to cross deserts or oceans have nothing to contribute to this country and no desire to embrace our ideals. You'll hear that inner city children who are trapped in some of the nation's most dilapidated schools can't learn and won't learn, and so we should just give up on them. That the innocent people being slaughtered and expelled from their homes halfway around the world are somebody else's problem to take care of. You'll hear all this, and you'll have to choose. You'll have to decide where your obligations lie. And let me tell you, the easiest thing in the world is to do nothing. To turn off the TV, put down the paper, walk away from the stories about Iraq or Darfur or poverty or violence or joblessness or hopelessness. To go about your busy lives wishing these problems away. To remain detached. To remain indifferent. To remain safe. But I hope you do not do what is easy. I hope you do what is hard. Now, I often imagine young Americans, teenagers and college kids not much older than you, from all over the country watching the civil rights movement unfold before them on their television sets. I imagine that they would have seen the marchers and heard the speeches, but they also probably saw the dogs and the fire hoses or the footage of innocent people being beaten within an inch of their lives, and maybe they would have heard the news that day that 4 little girls had been killed while they were going to Sunday school when somebody threw a bomb at their church. And so these young people from all across the country, instinctively, they would have known that it was safer and it was smarter to stay at home and to watch the movement from afar. But somewhere in their hearts, they also understood that these people in Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi were their brothers and sisters. What was happening was wrong, and that they had an obligation to make it right. And so when the buses pulled up for a freedom ride down south, they got on those buses, and they rode, thousands of them, and they changed the world. See the world through other people's eyes. Now, empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.